Welcome to Public Health Matters, where we talk about matters of public health. I'm Bobbie Bagley, Chief Public Health Official and Director for the City of Nashua's Division of Public Health and Community Services. And I'm very glad to have with me today Lauren Byers, who works with our Parks and Rec and the Department of Public Works. And she's going to tell us her title, her job, and what has been happening since we have had the grand opening of Summer Fun over at Greeley Park. Lauren?
So I'm the Communication and Recreation Administrator for the Public Works Division. That means that I handle all of the incoming problems, complaints, issues, recommendations that our public would provide to us. And I also run the Recreation Department, which includes the summer fun events, our camps, biddy basketball, softball, baseball, all of that.
Oh my goodness, you're making me tired as you just say all those things that you're doing. So let's start with, wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So let's start with the kickoff of Summer Fun, because that started June 1st, and you actually had a Department of Public Works Day.
We did.
That was a kickoff that had a lot of great opportunities for our community and our public to learn about the Department of Public Works, and also some other fun things. And then there's a whole calendar of events for Summer Fun that go all the way through to August. Now, do you put that together? You have a team that puts that together. Is there a committee?
So we have a team that puts that together. I have 2 recreation specialists that work for me, and we also have a summer intern. So every year we divide up the work and we put it all together. We started on June 7th, like you had said, with our opening day DPW Day.
DPW Day.
So it was like a, bang for your buck on that one, because you got to touch a truck and you got to learn all about Public Works. We gave a lot of great freebies away to everybody.
Yeah.
You could plant your own sunflower from our Parks
Nice.
Department. We had every department had something great to give away. And then you learned about Public Works. We had great displays. What happens when your toilet flushes? Where does the water go? It's very interesting.
Yeah.
We also had a lot of games. New this year, we had a bubble area. So we had
What's a bubble area?
Bubble mania. It was.
Yeah.
We had bubble machines that
Okay.
created a ton of bubbles, which the kids
Nice.
loved running through. And then we also had bubble paraphernalia, so you could make your own bubbles.
Nice.
And then we had our hop-along area, which really was a throwback to the 70s. Those were those rubber hop-alongs we all used to use when we were kids, and we had a kind of a penned-off area where all the kids could go in and use hop-alongs, and we had different sizes. So the
Nice.
little ones and the bigger kids could do that. Most importantly was we had new entertainment this year. We had a juggler who had been on television, Inside Edition, CBS Morning News. He was awesome. He
Yeah.
balanced a ladder on his nose. He actually juggled while putting his body through the opening of a tennis racket.
Okay.
Something
Through the
to see.
opening of a tennis racket, not a hula hoop.
No,
a tennis racket.
It was something. I think even the adults stopped moving and watched that one.
Oh wow.
That was pretty
Yeah.
awesome. And then we had a meet and greet with superheroes. So you could
Nice.
put on a costume, come out, get your picture taken with the superheroes, talk to them, learn about them.
Yeah.
We also gave away our solid waste department as their giveaway. Gave away free masks and capes to all the kids so they could be
Nice.
superheroes themselves.
That was awesome. Tell me, how was the turnout?
It was very good, but not as good as we would have liked. It was one of our 13 weeks of rain on Saturdays.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was, I think, week 13. And so we had several hundred, I would say 300 to 500, but
That's still a good turnout.
we've had in excess of thousands
Yes,
in our
I
bigger
know,
events.
I know, yeah. But was this the first DPW day, or was this the second?
It was the first of
It
the
was
year.
the first, yeah.
First of the year.
Yeah.
So that's also a little rough to get people back into the swing of summer
Right,
fun.
right, yeah.
But normally we would have more, so it's too bad, because our entertainment was outstanding, all of our new activities were outstanding, and the giveaways were second to none this year. So hopefully next year.
So, I have to ask. So in public health, we try to get data, right? And so, so we're going to make that connection, Lauren, to the work that you do and how it also relates to the health and well-being of the public, right?
Yes.
Because anything that gets people, kids, parents, grandparents outside in the park, moving, having fun, mental health, right, and enjoying the outdoor space is really important, right? And so I got to ask this question as a data collector: how do you find out how people enjoyed the event? Like, is there a way to capture that data? Because, hey, it may have been 500 this year, but next year it may be more, once we can figure out how to get the word out even better. We also put it in our newsletter. I have to let you know that.
thank you.
Oh yeah, we put that out in our newsletter. We had the the booklet, the flyers out all
Yep.
over. We were giving them out on every floor in the building.
Great.
And so that was a way of trying to encourage and get folks out. But how do you learn like the impact of the different things, or I should say the public's interest or their not even approval, because just how a survey that says, hey, I really like that.
So our data points come, it's multifaceted gathering. The first is the day of the event. We walk around, we make contact with people,
Nice.
we engage in conversations to get immediate feedback. And then we also get a lot of phone calls and emails from people, either
Nice.
up or down on
Yeah,
whether they liked
yeah.
it. This year was all up, thank
Nice.
God. And then finally, social media. So we do monitor social media, see how
Yeah.
people liked it. People are much more brash on social media. They don't hold back, so
Yeah. Because they think people don't know who they are.
which we do. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting dynamic,
Yeah.
social media. But so we use all of those data points to kind of guide us in our next year's event.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so the team, so because this year it was the greet or meet the superhero.
Correct.
And so how do you guys come up with all these fantastic ideas?
Basically, we brainstorm. We'll start now
Yeah.
for next year.
Yeah.
And our Fairy Tale Festival is so incredibly popular. We will get in excess of 5,000 people.
Oh,
for that.
yeah,
They come from all over Vermont, Massachusetts.
I know.
It's a wonderful festival, and
Yeah.
because who doesn't love 1 hour show?
Right.
And it's all of this is free, which
Yeah.
I think we need to add.
Right.
This is opportunities to get out and do different things, particularly for children, but also for adults.
Right.
And it's free.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we want to encourage you to come out. It's a great, like you said, for mental health, physical health. Come out and join us. No cost to you.
Yeah.
And so anyway, this is such a huge festival, and we thought, well, the kids love the fairy tale characters.
Parents
What
too.
else? Parents too. They do come dressed as well.
Grandparents too. Yes.
Everybody comes dressed. And we're like, well, what else could we do along those lines? And that's when we came up with the superhero option.
Yeah,
And then it
nice.
kind of just snowballed from there. All of our giveaways kind of kept that in mind. And our staff that day wore shirts that said, not all superheroes wear capes.
Yes.
Because in a way, Public Works is also a first responder. You know, when there's a flood or a sinkhole or anything, anything like that, the police
Right.
call us and we're there
Yeah.
within, a quick amount of time. So we wore those shirts
Yeah,
just so they
yeah.
could see who we were
Oh,
and ask us questions, but
nice.
also to get the point across that we're always there when you need us.
Oh, you got to do it again next year, because then I could wear my shirt that says, "What is your superpower?" Because we have a public health shirt that says, "What is your superpower?"
Awesome.
It's cool.
That would have worked perfectly with our event.
yeah. So that is really awesome. So we have to make sure that we do that one again.
Yes.
And then there's like so many things that interest the young people, and the parents, and they're so fun.
Yes.
I had a superhero theme for my son's, I think it was his 3rd birthday, and everybody came dressed as a superhero, including my husband and I.
People love
They
superheroes.
do.
What's not to love?
I know, right? And then what we have to do is also help people see how, like you said, not all superheroes wear capes. There are folks that work in the city.
Correct.
And the work that we do, especially the work that you do over at the Department of Public Works, we have some real superheroes there.
We
as
do.
well.
They're out in all sorts of weather
Yes.
taking care of things.
Yeah, including you.
Including me.
Yes, of course. All right, so tell us a little bit about some of the other work that you do, because you had a nice long list. And that just shows how much involvement the Department of Public Work is in with, again, the health and well-being of the city.
Yes.
So, and I always, Lauren, help our city partners to see that they're all doing public health work, even though they may not see it as public health, because it's all about health and well-being. So the pools, the parks, keeping the streets safe, the septic, that's
solid
all
waste, having a landfill to get the
that's-
garbage off our streets.
Exactly, right? But
Yes.
that's all protecting the public's
It
health,
is.
right? And so public health is so broad that it includes all those departments. So tell us a little bit more about some of that work as well, especially around the pools. We put our newsletter out today. We put information in there about pool safety. So
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about that and why that's so important for our parents to understand safety. If you're sending your kids to the pool, what should that look like, Lauren?
Ideally, the parents should be coming with their kids if they're under 18. They need to be monitored. Maybe the older teenagers don't need their parents there, but they need to understand there are behavioral requirements at our
Yeah.
pools. So unfortunately, most summers we do have some issues, mostly with our tweens or our young teens, not understanding the rules and following them. And that's for safety.
Yeah.
It's not because we're just trying to lord over anybody. I mean,
Right,
this
right.
truly is about safety. Also, we're not babysitters. We can't babysit children on the deck.
Right.
Our goal of our lifeguards is to make everyone safe in the water.
Right.
And I think I have had conversations the past few years with parents who are like, well, you know, my daughter might have been, you know, people were saying, her friends were saying bad things to her when we're not those people. Like,
Right,
if there's an issue, you
right.
need to come and support your daughter. Someone needs to come and support them. Take the issues outside of the pool because it's important that our lifeguards focus on safety in the water.
Right.
That is their #1 priority.
So a responsible adult needs to be there.
Correct.
So especially since we have the summer and some parents might be working, but a responsible person over the age of 18 needs to be
For the
there
younger children
for the
needs
younger
to be
ones.
there,
Yeah,
correct.
so that's really, really important. So we can't stress that enough for our viewers, how important that is because of pool safety.
Absolutely, and it's all about safety. So we want to offer this opportunity to our residents. A lot of times you can't get anywhere else. The pools are what we have, and we want people to use them. That's why we're there.
Right.
But safety has to come first. So if we do find we have behavioral problems, and unfortunately we do every year, we will not allow the child to come back for a day, sometimes a week. And if the offenses are egregious and ongoing, then we will not allow them back for the rest of the year in
Right.
any of the city pools.
Yeah, and again, it's because of safety, not so
It's
much
safety.
to punish the child.
Not at all.
But if there are things that create unsafe spaces and environments for anyone, including that child too, right?
That is correct.
That's what we have to do.
That is correct. We can't have bad behavior in the pools.
Yeah.
It's just too critical. And lifeguards are well trained. They're hardworking kids. They do their jobs well, but they have their limitations.
Right.
We can't babysit, monitor, act as you know, a hall monitor as you get in the schools, and we
Right,
can't do
right.
that while we're watching the water.
Yeah. Now, you might know this. I know that Environmental Health does partner with, because we go in and we do the testing of the pool waters and all of that. And I think I asked Heidi Peak, who is our health officer, how many pools we have. So how many pools? And she said, there's a lot of pools. People don't realize.
In the city of Nashua,
Yeah.
there are 3 public pools.
Right.
So we have Centennial, which is by Holman Stadium.
Yep.
We have Crown Hill, which is on Burke Street by the Girls Inc. And then we have Rotary, which is across the street from Fairgrounds Middle School. So those are our 3 public pools. We also have a splash pad over at Sandy Pond, and then a baby pool, little kid pool, tot pool, over at Greeley Park.
Yeah.
So those are the public pools, but like you said, there are lots of pools in the city,
Right.
whether they belong to hotels or they belong to different clubs. So environmental
Yeah.
health would have their hands full with
Right.
that.
And the apartment complexes that have
They
them as well.
do, the
But
condos.
the thing that you said that's really key, even in those spaces, that parents should still be there for safety
Absolutely.
for those, for their young kids there. Because even there, the property managers are not responsible for those kids.
And most of those pools don't have lifeguards.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They don't
I,
have
I
lifeguards.
don't think you can stress enough the importance of a parent accompanying their child to a pool.
Yeah. So now I have to ask another question about pets in pools, right? And so at our public pools, are people allowed to bring their pets there?
They are certainly not allowed to bring pets there. We have enough trouble with our people. No, we just can't accommodate pets at
Yeah.
this time. I understand the need for something like that on occasion, but right now we can't do that.
Yeah. And again, that's another safety thing as well.
It
too,
is.
right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right. So tell us a little bit more about some of the other things that you're responsible for. So you've got all the fun events that happen at Greeley Park, and then there's all these other parks that we have in the city.
do.
You're responsible for the upkeep of those as well.
So that would be the superintendent of parks who handles the upkeep of the parks. I would just do the people side of that, which is the recreation.
And the complaints.
And the complaints. That would be my communication arm. Yes.
Right. Exactly.
And
Because
that complaints extends to every department in
Yes.
our division.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. So, and the complaints are important actually. Sometimes they're egregious. And we have to explain, no, that's not really something that needs to be changed or we would handle. But sometimes they're pointing out an issue to us, and that's important.
Right.
So that is a very important part of my job, is the communications element. As far as recreation, mentioning the other parks was important because we started something last year called Play in the Park. And so we move around from park to park on Tuesday and Thursdays, and we offer games and crafts and sometimes waters and ice pops if it's hot.
Yeah.
And this year on Tuesdays, we're going to partner with United Way, and they're going to have their We Read program, where a grandparent would come in and read a book to the kids during this time that we're in the parks.
That's awesome.
So we have a little flyer I brought with me.
Okay, we're going to put that on the website too, so that folks
Great.
will be able to see that and the dates.
And
Awesome.
the dates, the times, when the We Read is there, which is on Tuesdays only. We do this Tuesday, Thursdays. And we have invested in some more games this year and more crafts. And we didn't get, it was brand new last year, so a
Yeah,
lot of people
yeah.
didn't know about it, but we're hoping to really push it this year because it's a great opportunity for those families that maybe don't have transportation to get to Greeley Park. So we wanted to bring the play
Nice.
to them.
Yeah.
And so that's our whole goal behind this program.
Oh,
and
that
we're
is
hoping
so
it picks up
good.
speed.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and meet folks where they are. In
Absolutely.
their neighborhoods all over, because there's parks all over.
All
in
over
there.
the city.
Yeah,
All over the
which is
city.
awesome. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the support. So if you're going to have the extra games, what's the time that, so those parks where you're going to move around, is there a time period is it like 2 hours? Is it 4 hours?
Yep. So on
Like-
Tuesday it is, just to confirm this, I brought this. So Thursdays are 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays are 12:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So we did it some mornings, some afternoons, because some families can make the mornings, but not
Right.
and vice versa. So we wanted to
Right.
give them all opportunities.
Yeah. Now, will some of the games include like what? What is it, cornhole?
Cornhole, we'll bring all sorts of games. We
Yeah.
have blow-up games. We have like giant Jenga and giant Connect Four.
Oh, nice.
We
And the
have-
giant bowling?
We have skee ball.
Ski ball. Yeah.
We do have bowling. I think we
do?
do have that
Yeah.
too. And I love giant
And
bowling.
you know what I learned? Okay, so it's not new. What is it? Now I forgot the name of it, with the little wiffle ball, and it's the little short tennis net. And a lot of
Pickleball.
people, yes, a lot of people are doing it. I did it for the first time last year.
It's actually
Is
a lot
that
of fun.
gonna be? It is.
So we don't do that at Play in the Park because you need
Oh.
the court. So the city does have pickleball courts. They're heavily utilized. We have them at Shady
By
Lane
mostly older adults.
by mostly older adults. Although I would like to see more younger
people, yeah.
We do offer pickleball camps for youth.
We do.
We do. We
Well,
offer
let's
over
talk-
60 camps.
Really?
We do.
So let's talk about these pickleball camps.
Yeah.
So tell me about pickleball camps, and where are they?
So they would be at our pickleball courts.
Yeah.
And they vary from not every week. So that we have
Okay.
certain weeks during the summer where we have someone come in and instruct in pickleball. We have, so most of our sports camps, not pickleball or tennis, but the other ones are run by coaches
Yeah.
from our high schools
Right.
and middle schools.
Yeah.
And they're very reasonably priced. We can offer scholarships if someone needs assistance.
Okay.
And they take place at fields all over the city. So
Okay.
we have, baseball and we have lacrosse
Right.
and all those camps.
I know about those, but now let's get back to the pickleball camp. Because I played pickleball for the first time last year when I went on vacation, and we absolutely loved it.
It is a lot of fun, and I
Yeah.
think the camp fills up. It is one of our more popular camps along with skateboarding.
Skateboarding, yeah, that was big.
It's a huge camp.
Yeah, that
That
was,
fills up every
that-
year.
yeah.
We do, I think, 6 weeks
Yeah.
or more of that, and every session fills up.
So now, how do we make it? Because you said there's a cost. So how do we make these affordable for everyone? Are there
So most of our camps, at least the ones that we run in-house, which are most of the sports camps, we can offer scholarships to
Okay.
those that need it. The other camps are we call them contracted camps. So that's where we have a group come in, like Skyhawk. Skyhawk runs our youth soccer and our youth tennis this year.
Okay.
And that's a group that's what they do. They run camps all over the state or in the Northeast. And they do awesome jobs. They have
yeah.
it down to a science, very efficient. They're a little bit more money. Sometimes we can assist with scholarships with those. We do try.
Okay.
Not always because they're a little bit more
Right.
expensive. We also have our Wicked Cool camps, veterinarian camp, or, like there's all sorts of
Nice.
science camps.
Where is all this listed?
In our camp brochure and online.
So we don't have the camp brochure, Lauren.
We will get you the camp
We need the
brochure.
camp brochure. So we need
Absolutely.
that camp brochure so we could have it at our clinic. We need the
Absolutely.
camp brochure so we could have it at the welfare office. We need it at the environmental health office. We need it so that the fatherhood group, we do a fatherhood group. So
Yes.
we need your camp
And they're
brochure.
doing a fun day.
Yes, so we are. And
this
guess where we're
Saturday.
doing it at?
The park.
Sergeant's Park.
I know. I permanent that.
And the reason, and so we're trying to move around the different wards.
Right.
Because last year we did it at
You were at
S, it begins with an S.
Sullivan?
Sullivan Park. We were at Sullivan Park, and so now we're at Sargent's Park.
Yes.
So I'm going to be there. You should come, Lauren.
Sounds
You
like
should
a good
see-
day. I
you
saw
should
your
come
map.
see it. Yes. You should come and see it. And then we have all these different games too.
Yes.
So I wonder if they're going to have pickleball. I don't know. I know we're going to have the
Well, there's no
cornhole.
pickleball courts there.
But do you have to have a court to play pickleball? Oh, you do, because you
do.
have to be able to bounce the.
You have to have the net, you have to have
Yes.
lines, you have to bounce the ball.
So guess what I went and did? Since I fell in love with pickleball, I went and bought the paddle and the ball, and I said to my husband, "Hey, we got to get something to set this up. We don't have a court."
We have a court in the city you can use.
Because you have to have the solid ground for
You
the
do.
ball.
You can't.
Yeah.
It's not like badminton.
Well, that's what I guess.
you could set that up anywhere.
I guess that's what I was planning
You were
on
thinking
doing.
of
Keep it in the air. Keep it in the
No,
air.
no,
Yeah.
you can't do that with pickleball.
So is there a badminton camp too?
I don't know if we have a badminton camp.
How about volleyball?
We do have volleyball.
You do have volleyball.
We do
Okay,
have
so we
volleyball.
got to get the camp list, the camp brochure. We got to get that. And then is all of the stuff also listed on the website?
It is.
Okay. All right.
And on Facebook.
All right.
And we put it on 2 Facebook pages, the Public Works page and our Park and Rec page.
Good.
So there
Awesome.
really is a lot of, if you're
Yeah.
looking for something, there is no reason you can't find it.
And you know what? And so, Lauren, I'm glad that you said that, because and the reason why I don't know about the camps now, because my kids are all young adults now.
Yes.
But when they got out of school, I was looking everywhere, and they went to every camp all over. They would actually go to Manchester too, and they were here in Nashua. So, and we live in Londonderry. So, and that's the whole thing. The camps are for everybody.
Yes.
Right. And we used to bring our kids over here for the movie night at the park.
We don't do that anymore because people stop coming. Because they can all get it on their personal media, either their phones or their iPods.
But it was just the nostalgia of it's almost like
no one comes. So
Oh,
we're like, we're not gonna do it if
wow.
no one's gonna come.
Oh.
So we started playing in the park instead.
Maybe we could do and that's fun too. So the play in the park is good because you're getting people up and moving and running
are.
around. Maybe they could be, well, there's another Jurassic Park movie coming out, so maybe.
Love Jurassic Park. But we tried the newer movies.
And it's
Still nobody came. And I really do think it's because between Netflix and Hulu,
Yeah,
so when
there's
we
so
started
many-
this a decade ago, you didn't have those options.
Right.
You either saw it in the theater or you waited
Yeah.
till it came out, and that was months or a year in between. And now it's almost instantaneous.
So, but we came out just so that we could do something fun
As a family.
outside,
Yep.
in the park, the bandstand, the screen.
We did it during COVID, and it was successful. But now that COVID's over and people have that personal media and everyone has some sort of a subscription to something.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe we got to think of a way, and we got
Yeah.
to do something, and maybe
Well,
you make
we
a
have our-
combination.
How about our concerts in the park?
Yes.
We have them every Tuesday. They're
Yeah.
free, and we have
Nice.
they're free. They have everything from blues to rock to big band. I mean,
Oh,
whatever
you
you
got
like,
so much stuff going on.
we do all free.
Yeah, that is so awesome.
No reason not to take advantage or get outside.
All right, so now, so what are your top? So in all the years that you've been doing this, what has been your top or most fun thing that you've planned and have done during summer fun?
Oh, there's so many.
I
I'm going to say
know.
one of my favorite would be, well, the newest thing that we do that became wildly successful almost immediately is our Halloween Boo Bash. So we used to do a fright night on Friday nights, but the older kids stopped coming. They wanted to go to those big outfits that really
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
scary stuff. So we pivoted and we went to younger kids. And it's free. And we have a haunted house that's just short enough and scary enough that the kids will go through it. We do our hayride. We do pumpkin decorating. We buy about 600 little pumpkins to be
Yeah,
decorated.
nice.
We do trunk or treat. We work with the Well Church. They come and they set up a big trunk or treat.
Yeah.
We're looking to expand again this year and maybe at the House of Mirrors or that type of thing. So
Yeah.
we're always expanding. It became popular so fast it startled us.
Yeah.
We were overwhelmed. The lines went out to the streets. So we're going to add more activities to shorten those lines this year.
Yeah.
But that I would think would be the most fun thing we did that was brand new.
Yeah.
That we really changed the way we did it, and it was a wildly successful event.
That
the
is
last
so
couple years.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So Lauren, you have so much for the citizens of Nashua and the surrounding towns in our region, and for those outside of the region like us in Londonderry, to come to Nashua to enjoy the parks.
Yes.
To enjoy all of the activities, especially over the summer. There are lots of things for kids to do.
There are.
And their parents. We want, again, for people to make sure that they are safe, even for those other events too. So we talked about pool safety and making sure that an adult was there, a responsible person was there with the kids at the pools. At these other events, we also want a responsible
Absolutely.
adult there with them.
It's the only way that
all
makes it work is if
Yes.
everybody's behaving. The one thing I would like to mention about the pools is they really are for Nashua residents only. We only have 3 moderate to small size pools.
Oh,
So if we go above that, we actually
Yeah.
have lines to get in because we have capacity we have to
yeah,
keep in
yeah,
mind. So just,
yeah.
you know, it is unfortunate, but each
Well, how
town.
do you know if they're from out of town? Like if they're visiting, like so for instance, some of my family lives here in Nashua, so when my kids would come, they were with their cousins.
We don't, at this point, we don't check. If the pool gets overcrowded, we may ask for some identification that you're
okay.
not, that you're from the
Right,
area.
yeah.
And certainly on days where we're not very busy, it
Right,
doesn't matter. But
yeah.
during heat waves, that becomes critical
Yeah.
when we have a line.
Yes.
Particularly
yes.
Crown Hill, we had a
Yeah.
line to get in because we hit capacity at
Right,
1:30 in
right,
the afternoon.
Yeah.
So just
So that's something
everything
to keep
else
in
is fine,
mind,
but that is
yeah.
something just because of our limited capacity.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. But that is something to keep in mind.
Those other towns should really offer something.
Yeah, but if your family's here, guess where you're going? Nashua is the happening place, Lauren.
course
You
we
know
are.
that. With all the things that Nashua offers,
We
right?
are.
And we didn't even get to talk about Mines Falls, but with all the things that Nashua offers, this is why people come here.
They do.
Right?
We
It's a
do
center-
things right here.
Yeah, and
I
it's
will
a
say
center
that.
spot, and then with all those fun things that you just talked about, and so we want our viewers to know that you can access information about the camps. Summer fun events are going to run all the way through August. I believe it
They
goes
actually
up to
go
the end of-
through-
is it September?
We consider it December because we have Santa in the park.
Ah, okay.
So you get
That
a free
wasn't on
gift and a free,
That
you
wasn't
know.
on the brochure.
Oh, it's in there.
Oh, I think I only
December
read-
6th.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
there.
Yeah, so I didn't read that far down. But there's so many things
So many
to do.
things.
Yeah.
And there's free yoga in the parks on Monday nights,
Oh,
starting
nice.
July
oh,
14th.
and again, okay, so we're making that connection again to public health. You guys got it topped.
It's all there.
You got it's all there. Health, wellness, safety, getting your move and groove on, your mental health, it's all in
We do it
what
all.
you do. You do it all. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome, Bobbie.
I am so excited. So I'm Bobbie Bagley. I'm reminding you to have a great day today and a better day tomorrow. I'll see you the next time on Public Health Matters. And I'm hoping to have Lauren come back and share more information with us about some of the things that will be kicking off in the fall.
Absolutely.
Right? And so we'll have you come back. We'll have you share with our viewers more information. And we just want to keep people involved for their health, for their well-being, and for everything else that this city has to offer.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.